You can run, you can hide, you can pray, but Georgia-Alabama for the SEC Championship game comes either way. Welcome, y'all, to the greatest state in sports, a Georgia sports podcast. I'm your host, Johnny, and today we're going to be breaking down how your Georgia Bulldogs can finally beat the Alabama Crimson Tide on Saturday and get ourselves an SEC championship. But first, a big thank you to our sponsor, non-existent soulless sports gambling company. Please give us your money. And a big thank you, I hate saying this, to the Texas Longhorns, without whom we wouldn't be in this game at all. So thank you very much, Longhorns. You still suck. Georgia is coming off an 8th straight, count 'em, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 victory in a row over the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta in one of the ugliest games I've seen Georgia play in a long time. That was good old 1952 football. And Lord Almighty, am I glad to say 8 over Tech. But we have to put our thoughts forward because the boogeyman is back. That's Georgia-Alabama in Atlanta. And I gotta say, I am feeling a little nervous. I always am against an Alabama team. But I think there are ways that Georgia can have a better game than we did at the start of the season in Sanford in a loss against Bama. And ways that we can finally get over that hump of an SEC championship game against Alabama. Now, this may sound obvious to you, but Georgia's offense has to show up against the Tide for more than the fourth quarter. Georgia has shown flashes of an offense in that Ole Miss win, in that Texas win. Hell, even the second half of the first game against Alabama has shown flashes of a playoff caliber, absolutely dynamic offense, and that is led by the one, the only Mr. Gunnar Stockton, who so far has been having a very strong year, in my opinion. He's 5th in the nation in QB rating. He's with an 86.0. He has thrown for 2,535 yards so far this year and has 20 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. So he has done a very good job of holding on to the ball. I've been very impressed with him in that regard. Now, against Alabama the first time, he didn't have all that great of a game, 13 of 20 for 130 yards and a touchdown. Granted, he did have a touchdown pass that, if it was not dropped, would have probably led to Georgia taking what could have been a game-clinching or at least go-ahead touchdown. So, not all of that is on Mr. Stockton. He did have that really crucial drop that all of you will remember. And he is going up against Ty Simpson, who right now is my favorite to win the Heisman. Ty Simpson has been going off 3,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Also, really hard to pick off. He has been absolutely on fire this year, and he has been sort of the not litmus test. Why am I saying that? Not litmus test. The focal point of this Alabama offense that has shown it can really grind out those wins and really can be hard to stop once it is getting going. Now, it has been shown that you can put a leash on the Tide's offense. Oklahoma did it. We did it to an extent. Florida State did it, especially in that first game. Alabama confuses me because Alabama shows flashes of being that same old, really good, hard-to-finish team. I mean, they have wins. They have one of the best resumes in the entire nation. A win against Vanderbilt, who I truly believe is a playoff-caliber team. A good win at Missouri. Wins against Tennessee and LSU, a tough LSU team, as always. Wins against a tough win, being able to get out that rivalry game in the Iron Bowl, and a game they look a little sloppy, and then a couple of your normal slap 'em around wins. However, they are marred by that Florida State game and that Oklahoma game. They have been shown to be very mortal, and the question for me is, can Kirby Smart get over his Alabama boogeyman? And if he doesn't, is Kirby Smart a sleeper agent thing going to start again? Because I remember that from a couple years ago. It wasn't funny the first time. And what Georgia really needs to do is come in and keep a cool head. It feels like we do have this sense of, oh God, here we go again, whenever we're playing the Tide. It does feel like we are almost kicking ourselves. Georgia, there is this air about playing Alabama, and there's been an air about playing Alabama for a long time now, and I don't really blame them. This team has lost to Alabama a lot in the last 15 years. I have unfortunately been around to witness almost all of those losses, and narratives are hard to defeat, especially in a sport like college football, which is so dominated by sort of that mentality. So this game, I really think, is going to be a huge test for Georgia. Georgia has proven themselves as a playoff caliber team. Regardless of if we lose on Saturday, it's very likely that we are in the college football playoff. However, I want me that SEC championship ring. That loss a couple years ago that ended our free-peat chance, that still stings. All those losses in the SEC championship, 2018, 2012, 2021, I haven't forgotten those. And so to be able to shut up those Alabama fans who've been talking trash all week so far, including a friend of mine who texted me the other day to tell us about how we're their daddy, getting this SEC championship ring and defeating Alabama, doing it would not only put Alabama out of the playoffs if we're living in a just world, which I believe we are, it would just taste all the sweeter in what's already been a very fun season so far. So let me know down below, do you believe Georgia wins against Alabama, and how do they do it? What is the most important key to a Dogs win on Saturday? This has been the Greatest State in Sports. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I hope that if you did, if you're listening on YouTube, you'll go ahead and give us a subscribe, a like, and you'll hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. We're going to be talking about the Georgia Bulldogs, the Atlanta Hawks, the Braves in spring, and the United, and the Falcons. Yeah, they're here too. And if you're listening on Spotify, don't forget to give us a nice rating and to follow. Go Dogs! Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next one.